We have reached the halfway mark of this season's contest, and our pro gamers have stamped their authority over the pro drivers who have yet to break through for a race win. Can they do it at Interlagos for round 3? We're about to find out. Welcome again to Season 2 of Speedweek's eSeries, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. Pro gamers Adam Wilk and Joseph De Jesus are currently sharing the most number of race wins with 2 apiece. But it's Wilk who leads the overall standings by a slender 12 points over De Jesus. Josh Anderson remains our leading pro driver in 3rd place, 44 points adrift of Wilk, and is fast acclimatising himself with the equipment. Here's one to keep an eye out for in the remaining 2 rounds. Round 3 of this series heads to Brazil and the Autodromo De Interlagos in Sao Paulo. With a track length of 4.309 kilometres, this anti-clockwise circuit, with its fast-flowing straights and tight and technical infield, brings with it intense racing. With that in mind, our pro gamers and pro drivers are ready to continue their warfare with race 1 not too far away. So, let's reacquaint you with our contenders.
Hey, my name's Craig Woods. I drive in the ECB Super Ute Series in the Toyota Hilux for Western Sydney Motorsport. Today, we got the Speedweek E-Series in the F-Type Jaguar GT3.
Hi, I'm Josh Anderson, 19 years old. I'm driving the RDA Brake Chev Camaro in the Aussie Racing Car Series. And in the Speedweek E-Series, I'm driving the Mercedes AMG GT3.
Hi, my name's Chelsea Angelo. I'm 22 years old. I recently competed in the Porsche Michelin GT3 Cup Challenge Series, and in the Speedweek E-Series Championship, I'm racing in the Lexus RCF GT3.
Hi, I'm Liam Talbot. I'm racing in the Porsche Carrera Cup with Wall Racing, and today I'm here in the Porsche 911 RSR.
G'day, my name's Adam Wilk. I'm 27 from Sydney. I've been sim racing for about 2 years, and my latest accomplishment was actually at the 2019 FIA GT Championships. I'm competing at the Speedweek E-Series, and I'll be driving the Ford Mustang GT3.
Hi, my name is Joseph De Jesus IV. I'm 29 years old and I'm from Brisbane. My latest achievement was that I participated in the FIA Certified GT Sport World Finals in Monaco, and I'm driving the BMW M6 GT3 in the Speedweek E-Series.
My name is Gopi Mahinderjit. I'm 20 years old from Melbourne, and I'm an engineering student at RMIT University. This is the first time I've been invited to a professional sim racing competition here at the Speedweek E-Series. Today I'll be driving the Nissan GTR GT3.
Hi, I'm Anthony Huey. I'm 25 from Camden, New South Wales. I'm a professional sim racer. I placed 4th in the Australian GT Series, and I'm driving the Subaru WRX.
In this season of the Speedweek E-Series, our competitors will be racing on the Hyperdrive E-Racer Simulator, utilising the Thrustmaster TGT steering wheel and pedals. They'll be viewing all the action via a 43-inch Sony Bravia 4K monitor, and the racing platform is Gran Turismo Sport, powered by a PlayStation 4 Pro. Time to take a look at qualifying here for this race at the Interlagos circuit today, and once again Josh Anderson matching his A1 ring effort there with a 132.369 aboard the big Mercedes-Benz in this qualifying session. Had a fair bit of work to do to chase the guys behind. It was Joseph De Jesus in 2nd position back in the BMW, still trying to grab a pole position in Season 2 of the Speedweek E-Series, but a 132.005 was good enough for 2nd position. But once again, it was that big GT Mustang that stole the show, and his 5th consecutive pole position in this year's Speedweek E-Series. Adam Wilk stopping the clocks in 131.732, and another pole position for the Mustang here today in race number 1 of the Speedweek E-Series. And the same 2 guys starting from the front row once again, separated by less than 0.3 of a second. Anderson will start from 3rd. Gopi Mahinderjit starts out of position number 4. Chelsea Angelo out of 5. Anthony Huey out of 6 as we get set for race number 1. Justin Ruggie is alongside me, fresh from his success at Simmons Plains a couple of weeks ago. We go into the real deal here today, but can they chase down Adam Wilk?
They're going to have to work together to be able to, catch him and beat him. So we're going to see what happens this time round.
So good start from the front row in race number 1 around this famous Interlagos circuit here in Brazil. As we ride down to turn number 1 for the first time, and again, is that Woods? It is. Woods splits the eye of the needle and moves straight up into 4th position.
Now for Josh, he's going to have to be, needs to get real close to Adam to have a crack at him here.
Down this long straight, we ride on top, heading down towards this left-hander. It plunges downhill Concentration City on the right-hand side. Oh, he put the Phantom move down there. Just going to pull that car up, though. Almost lost it.
You can see where he's, going up the inside, had a half look. Now it's, compromising for the exit.
Pretty tricky through this section. The big Nissan GTR under siege from Craig Woods. He was really good at Catalonia. Maybe a little bit too aggressive, though.
You can't give Craig an ounce of a look in because he will definitely have a go. That's how he is in every other car he races.
Prepared to put the car in any place possible, as too was Chelsea Angelo, the Lexus RCF, making the position up. So the Nissan GTR not so good through this part of the circuit, but everybody tightly bunched on this first lap. There's Liam Talbot in the Porsche 911.
You'll see the GTR down the straight, Matty. It's a pretty quick car.
So, around the backside of the circuit we go. Anthony Huey. Whoa, Talbot forcing the door open again. Another of the pro drivers that places the car where the pro gamers aren't game to do it at.
And you can see that in Carrera Cup. That's how they drive too. A bit of a look in and he'll have a go.
So, round to complete the first lap here at the Interlagos circuit. The BMW pulls out the slipstream. Challenging now for Josh Anderson. This is for second and third and should get it done nicely.
If I was Josh, I'd roll out. I'd definitely roll out. Follow Joseph. Try and catch Adam. This is the name of the game, is to win, not to come third.
So you think go with him on this occasion?
Definitely go with him.
We'll keep an eye on that. The two go at it here on lap number 2. Half race distance, a very short lap around this Interlagos circuit that was reopened back in 1990 for the Brazilian Formula One Grand Prix and has hosted the World Endurance Championship, Stock Car Brazil and the Brazilian Formula 3 Championship as well.
Yeah, with Josh as well. I mean, run with Joseph. I mean, come last lap, though, you want to be fighting for second if you can't catch Adam.
How's the cars running wide there? Track limits. We'll keep an eye on that from race control in this one. As uphill we go into the right-hander, so good 3-car scrap with Woods on the back of Talbot.
And I think that's what Adam's so good at doing, utilising all the track. From qualifying, we've seen that as well.
That's Anthony Huey we're watching right now through the hairpin. Bit slow on the exit. Talbot again running wide in the Porsche 911. Order is unchanged at the front with Wilk. He's been hard to beat this year. I can't see anybody stopping him here in Brazil either.
Not yet. Hopefully that might be different, but not yet.
So watch the Subaru dropping down the hill. We talk about pro gamers and pro drivers. The pro drivers like Josh Anderson, who comes out of Aussie racing cars. Craig Woods, who comes out of Super Utes and Aussie racing cars. A total different application to the cars they're driving today.
Yeah, very different, from the feel of the front end. Craig Woods comes from a Ute and Aussie car. Aussie car's very nimble, very aggressive, and you can see that in his driving. I think he just had an off just then.
Talk about aggressive. How aggressive has this series been? Season number 2 of the Speedweek eSeries, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. We plunge down through the famous Senna S and work our way around the backside of the circuit. Wilk from De Jesus, Josh Anderson, Gopi Mahendrajit is still 4th, and Chelsea Angelo completes your top 5.
Yeah, if you notice, the Lexus is a bit slower down the straight, so she's going to have to play real smart to try and beat the Nissan.
And the Nissan GTR parks it down the middle. Angelo looking for the move, gives a bump into the left-hander. It's another one. Now the GTR comes across. There's contact through the left-hander again. These two coming together at the midway point of this race.
That's a pro racer for you, bump and run.
You wouldn't have done that in your time, would you?
No, I haven't.
Looking back now, the steely eyes of Chelsea Angelo still inside the top 5 of this race. What a battle pack we've got going here. In race number 1, the circuit to Interlagos, opened back in the 70s. And now, in the closing stages of the race, the two usual suspects have got a great margin in this motor race now through the hairpin. Not much you can do around this section, is there?
You can see Chelsea's working really, really hard to try and stay, have a bit of a gap because she's going to be compromised down the straight.
So a bit of a margin here now for the Lexus. We look back.
A bit of understeer there, but hopefully it doesn't compromise it too much. But the Nissan's definitely fast down the straight.
What's causing that understeer, do you think?
Probably just going in a little bit too hard into the corner, not sacrificing the entry. And you can see that in the steering lock as well.
That's enough for the cars to start clawing that gap back in. Down towards turn number 1, final lap. Blink and you miss it here in the Speedweek eSeries. Around the outside, don't know if that will happen. He's staying committed. Watch for the car to pop out the right-hand side. No, the GTR says, I'll think about it for another time here. Gets back into the slipstream. Stretches the legs of the GTR now, but being forced away off the circuit. A bit cheeky, you think?
But you can see she's really struggling sort of mid-corner understeer. Then obviously you get the oversteer on the exit. So it's really compromised her then.
Loses 2 positions in that space, and now we'll have the prime seat, because the seas might just part down here into the right-hander on this, the final lap. Around the outside they go again.
I'd be patient if I was Chelsea to try and capitalise on this.
It's going to be about that run out the final turn, isn't it?
Definitely. You want to be as close as possible, even maybe past one car and get the toe down the straight.
And remember, this is the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th in the race right now. There's 3 cars further ahead, including this guy.
She made it happen. She's past one car.
Where'd you look on the circuit right now? We pick up our leader who's coming around to chalk up another victory, Adam Wilk, coming down towards the checkered flag, but the battle is still on for the minor positions. I think you should watch the right-hand side. I'll watch the left-hand side as Wilk flashes the headlights in the Mustang, and it's another victory in the Speedweek eSeries for season number 2. The usual suspects go 1 and 2 in race 1 at Interlagos. De Jesus coming home for second, and Josh Anderson, still on for the minor positions at the finish line. We'll have to go to the official timing for that one. There must have been thousandths of a second in that race. And they should all be happy with that effort. Even Woodsy's got a smile about it.
I think Woodsy's still smiling about how we come off the track, I think.
Wow, what a result. And Adam Wilk collects another race victory this year in the Speedweek eSeries, 2.6 seconds clear of De Jesus. Anderson in 3rd, Huey, Angelo, Gopi Mahinderjit in 6th, Liam Talbot, and Craig Woods finishes in 8th position in race number 1.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. Just at the start, it's very dicey with the Mustang. It really bogs down, and Josh got another lightning start, so I had to be really defensive in turn 1, but came through unscathed, and from there, just control the race. On all the entries to the long straight, you want to slow down and hit the apex really nicely and just slam that throttle and just trust it'll hold.
Yeah, trying to get past him, but yeah, it's just hard to keep up with him down the straights, but we'll see how we can go with the next race. Just stay in his toe down the straights. I think that's the best option.
It's good to be competitive. I made a little mistake and he got away a bit, but it's racing. It's all in fun.
Time for a very short break here on the Speedweek eSeries powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. But as we head there, let's learn more about Anthony Huey.
Hi, I'm Anthony Huey. I'm 25 from Camden, New South Wales. I'm a professional sim racer. I placed 4th in the Australian GT Series and I'm driving the Subaru WRX. I started playing GT Sport when it came out in October 2017 and I only literally started playing sim racing on a wheel in December last year. At first it was very daunting. It was quite intense and very large learning curve to get used to. It was very daunting, especially the different turning angles and the way you have to use the wheel. With the controller, you get no false feedback, and with the wheel, the feedback makes it really hard to control compared to a controller. Gran Turismo Sport looks amazing and it's brilliant. It really catches your eye. Cars look very realistic. They really got my attention from the beginning, and that's where I started with GT Sport. Competition is very tough. There's a lot of really top people out there, especially in Australia, and I'm looking forward to continuing to drive with them. I think I'd rather stick with sim racing for now, but down the line, if anything happens, I'll definitely try real life racing. A little bit scared of Liam, actually. He's quite quick out there and he's got a lot going for him, so I'm pretty sure he'll give me a run for me money. They're all very tough drivers, especially Adam's one to look out for.
Hi, I'm Josh Anderson. I'm 19 years old. I'm driving the RDA brake Chev Camaro in the Aussie Racing Car Series. And in the Speedweek E-Series, I'm driving the Mercedes AMG GT3. So I started in Aussie cars at the end of 2017. So I've been very grateful that my stepfather has raced in the category for many years before that. So he's helped me out. Great respect in that. And then obviously 2018, we did fairly well. I think numerous podiums and stuff in the Aussie Car Series. So that was pretty good, and I'll be racing that category again this year, and hopefully we can have a good year. So sim racing allows you to practice a lot when you're not at a circuit, so obviously that's quite a big advantage. It's pretty enjoyable, the competition's really good, and I find it a good way to do laps when you're not at a track. As someone who hasn't raced a lot of go-karts from a young age, being able to do a lot of races on iRacing has allowed you to have somewhat decent racecraft when you're competing against people who have a lot more experience than what you'd have. And I know there's lots of guys who have put lots of hours into Gran Turismo. Woodsy's a great bloke and a great competitor, and it's always going to be good action when we're both on the track, so I'm looking forward to it. Chelsea and Liam are two very highly credentialed drivers from Porsche and GT3 series, so it'll be good to see how I stack up against them. There are some key differences to the way you drive the car in the real world to sim racing, but in terms of being able to battle someone, it's really the same.
drivers getting set for the second race here at the Interlagos circuit, strapping into their hyperdrive e-racer simulators in front of the Sony Bravia TVs. Getting set for qualifying here. We'll take a look at the highlights of how your top three went. This time, Joseph De Jesus could only settle for third position in the big BMW, 132.158. He'll start on the second row for race number 2. Josh Anderson, that we just saw a few moments ago, is now going to start from the front row. This is a key moment for race number 2 here today. He stopped the clocks in the big Mercedes-Benz around this Interlagos circuit in 132.134. But no surprises to see the Ford Mustang and position number 1 for the 6th race in succession. Adam Wilk will start from pole position. Race number 2 here at Interlagos, 131.7. And again, stamping his authority in this series, 0.4 of a second quicker than Anderson. De Jesus the 4th will start out of 3rd. Anthony Huey from 4. Angelo, Mahinderjit, Craig Woods and Liam Talbot starting from position number 8 in the Porsche. For race number 2 here today, drivers settling in, getting the headphones on, warming up the muscles. Justin Ruggia for race number 2. Chelsea Angelo was a standout for me in that one.
Yeah, for me too. She'd really done well, but for me, I think Josh has come a long way as well, and hopefully he can get Adam.
Away we go. Better start from the Mercedes this time. So he'll have the run down to turn number 1. Needs to move over and cover him off. And we have a new leader into turn number 1. His name is Josh Anderson.
Smart drive by Josh, The start's so critical.
Oh, gone. Almost gone. Is gone now into the fence. The BMW out of business in turn number 1.
If I was Josh now, I'll be balking him big time and not letting him have an opportunity.
Leaving the door wide open, shuts it at the last moment in the left-hander. So suddenly we have a new race leader, and for the first time in this series, we have a pro driver leading a race.
And again, for Josh, he's got to be very smart about how he plays this one out. Very smart.
Won't be able to do too much around here, but look at Wilk menacing the back of the Mercedes-Benz into the hairpin. Just needs to continue to cover him off.
And again here, just nice and clear, nice and easy on the exit. Try and balk him a little bit, but the name of the game's going to be at the end of the front straight.
Liam Talbot's made up a couple of positions. In fact, he's up to 4th spot from that turn 1 melee at the Centre S. So the Porsche 911 driver, this is his best result to date.
Spoke to Liam after round 2, and it is a big transition for him.
So much experience in GT and endurance racing over the years. He teamed up with John Martin a couple of years back, and they were a dynamite combination in the Australian GT Championship. We look from the top of the Mercedes AMG of Josh Anderson, and here comes Adam Wilk using the slipstream.
I'll be holding that inside line, but the thing is, Adam's actually got the better line into turn 1, being around the outside.
Dirtier side now for Anderson. What a graphic shot that was, but he covers him off nicely. This is great driving from Josh Anderson. The teenager means business here in race number 2.
I've got a feeling he's feeling the pressure too, being, leading, knowing that he's got a fast driver behind him.
Looking over the shoulder of Wilk. At the same time, he pulls out to make the move. So Mustang versus Mercedes. Can he try it on the outside? No. Anderson does it again. Great racing here in the halfway mark.
And again, Adam had a better line actually for being around the outside, but Josh, being very smart, just outbroke him enough, not allowing Adam to turn in.
Go back to the GTR in 3rd position as he closes in at the top. Anderson needs to park this car down the middle, doesn't he?
It's actually really good to see this, actually. The pressure's on Josh, definitely. Adam, is going to feel the pressure too because he's so used to being out there leading.
What a step up from the little Aussie racing car into this Mercedes-Benz. Into the right hand of the track, really can catch you out right in the middle of the apex and on the exit too.
Yeah, you can see by the looks of things, Josh is not running traction control. Definitely a faster way around here.
And we're seeing that, aren't we? Some of these drivers opting to turn it on and off as the lap suits.
Yeah, and again, for me personally, I'd rather have it off and modulate the accelerator, the throttle with my foot.
So around to complete another lap, you're watching Talbot looking back at Chelsea Angelo, the Lexus RCF running in 5th position. Huey just behind in the Subaru, then Woods and De Jesus, who had that moment, a rare moment for the BMW driver. He tails the field, and again the 2 leaders side by side into turn number 1.
This is really good racing, really good.
And they're not really pulling too far away from the Nissan GTR. It's a strong showing from Gopi Mahinderjit during this race. The GTR runs in 3rd, and this time the Mustang gets some drive out of the Centre S. Pulls up alongside, but It's the same as what we saw on the previous lap.
And again, you know, for these two fighting, they've actually got a gap to third. So the more they fight, third's going to come and maybe play a big part of this race.
Oh, Mustang right up on the curb. Anderson's making him go around the outside of this Interlagos course. Won't be able to do it there. The track really narrows up at this point. Might try the switchback here.
Yeah, Adam now, you know, the ball's back in his court. Josh is starting to give away a lot of things. He's starting to tell him where he's parking the car. Adam just needs to be smart and probably get on the brake a bit early and maximise the exit.
Spends a lot of time on simulators. There's Anderson, and this time he's left the door open enough. Is it enough for a change of the lead? I don't think so.
And again, you can see the wheel work. No traction control by the looks of things. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Josh too now.
Race of the series so far, and he takes the lead for a split second, but here comes the Mercedes back to repay the favour.
This is exactly what I was saying. Josh knows Adam's going to run away. He needs to, every time Adam has a look, Josh needs to go up the inside of him every time to try and regain that lead.
There'll be one lap to go this time around. The GTR closing in on this battle, so don't rule out Mahindra Jet in the final stages. Again, they're side by side at the end of lap number 3. Oh, he's on the absolute limit. Just gets the car turned in. Oh, man, but he gets it done. He held the pressure as long as he could, but in the end, the Mustang busts through to take the lead here on the final lap. Has he got a response?
My take, it looks like he's driving in the mirror, and it's just allowed Adam to sneak away.
Oh, from a long way back, he's going to run out of racetrack on the outside, lucky to pull up the Mercedes, and watch Wilk just disappear into the afternoon at Interlagos. He needs to be careful now, Anderson, because Mahindra Jet's just behind him in the GDR.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. Do you go after Adam or do you save second place? Bit tough. I know what I'll be doing. I'll be going for first.
Absolutely. Down towards the second half of the lap right now, we saw Huey in the Subaru. Into the right-hander. Well, that battle that went for 3 laps and about half a kilometre afterwards was one we'll remember for a long time. In the Speedweek eSeries, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4, is the replay of what happened just a few moments ago. 3 laps of heavy battle, and in the end, the Ford Mustang getting the job done with a classic switchback down here at the centre S. Great move, wasn't it?
That was a brilliant move by Adam. Very calculated, turned in early, caught Josh out, and back in the lead.
And the gap is about 6 car lengths now as we come around the final set of turns here. Race number 2 at Interlagos here in Brazil. And this guy, simply unstoppable. Adam Wilk wins in the Mustang. And how pumped up is he? This guy putting one hand on the trophy, you think, still, with a couple of rounds still remaining in the Speedweek eSeries, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. Josh Anderson, best on ground, best at this round, I'd have to say. What an improvement.
What a great race to watch. It's pleasant to see such intensity the whole way through.
Wilk from Anderson, less than a second. Mahindra Jet, his best result in 3rd position. De Jesus from 8th up to 4th. Huey, Woods, Talbot, and Chelsea Angelo not finishing the race back there in 8th position.
I've got some good tracks coming up. I think the Monza track will definitely suit the Mustangs, so I'm going to hope to bank a good win there.
Yeah, hopefully we can get another win. We'll see how we go at Monza and Bathurst. Monza's a very powerful track, so he'll be eating me down the straights again, but we'll see what we can do.
I like both tracks, so I think I'll go fairly well. I seem to be gelling with this game a bit more, so hopefully I'll go good.
I tend to agree. Adam Wilkes still leading the series, though, back to Joseph De Jesus, the 4th. Anderson in 3rd position now ahead of Mahindra Jet. Huey, Angelo, Woods and Talbot, the top 8. The pro drivers versus the pro gamers, well, it's a big margin, but Anderson leading the pro driver side, and Adam Wilk with his domination this year on 184 points leads the pro gamers. What an incredible racing we've had here in Brazil. The Interlagos circuit served up a bit of everything. I think that race we saw between Anderson and Wilk will live on for a long time. We go racing at the world famous Monza circuit next time round and finishing off at Mount Panorama in Bathurst. For Justin Rugia and our entire team, I'm Matt Nolte. This has been the Speedweek eSeries, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. We'll see you next time.